the day I tried to be a drag queen. So I've always been a fan of DIY projects, at least in theory. I love watching those home improvement shows where they turn a rundown room into a masterpiece with just a bit of paint, some wood, and a lot of creativity. Inspired by one of those shows, I decided it was time to tackle a project of my own, redoing the flooring in my bathroom. How hard could it be? I figured I'd save money by doing it myself instead of hiring a professional. After a quick trip to the hardware store, I came home with a stack of floor tiles, a can of adhesive, a utility knife, and a newfound sense of confidence. I was ready to transform my bathroom into a Pinterest-worthy oasis. The first step was clearing out the bathroom. Easy enough. Then I started removing the old flooring. That's when I hit my first snag. Literally, the old flooring was glued down with something that could have been industrial strength super glue for all I knew. It took me over an hour to scrape it up. And by the time I was done, I had blisters on my hands and a newfound respect for flooring professionals. But I wasn't about to give up. I soldiered on, spreading the adhesive across the floor like the tutorial said. The problem was I didn't really pay attention to the part where they mentioned wearing gloves. So there I was spreading glue with my bare hands, thinking I was doing great. Once the glue was down, I started laying the vinyl tiles. The first few went on smoothly, and I was feeling pretty proud of myself. But then as I reached the corner of the room, I realized I had miscalculated the amount of adhesive I needed. I had spread way too much in some areas, and not enough in others. Tiles started sliding around. And before I knew it, I had glue all over my hands, knees, and somehow my elbows. I tried to reposition the tiles, but they were stuck to me as much as they were stuck to the floor. At one point, I lifted my hand to adjust a tile, only to find that my fingers were glued together. And I tugged and to free myself. But instead, I ended up losing my balance and falling forward face first onto the freshly glued floor. So there I was, lying on my bathroom floor with my hand glued to a tile on my face inches away from another one. So I tried to push myself up, but my knee was stuck to a blob of adhesive, and I couldn't move without pulling half the tiles up with me. I was officially stuck. I tried to free myself by carefully peeling my hand off the tile, but that only made things worse. The adhesive was super sticky, and now I had glue on my cheek and hair too. In a moment of sheer panic, I considered just staying there until the glue dried and hoping I could somehow pull the floor up with me. After what felt like an eternity, I managed to wiggle myself free, leaving a trail of dislodged tiles in my wake. I sat up covered in glue and sweat, with my bathroom looking like a war zone. My grand DIY project had turned into a sticky nightmare. The worst part, I had to call a friend to help me clean up the mess because there was no way I was getting those tiles back in place on my own. When she arrived, she burst out laughing at the sight of me sitting on the bathroom floor with glue still stuck in my hair and tiles scattered everywhere. We ended up spending the next few hours peeling glue off my skin and hair and then trying to salvage the floor. In the end, I had to hire a professional to come and fix the mess I'd made. The whole thing cost me more than it would have if I just hired someone in the first place.